I'm sure you've heard that stocks follow earnings, but when it comes to the best stocks out there, earnings follow superstar stocks. So I had a great dinner with a hedge fund, huge well-known player in the space. I said, what are the two ingredients for picking all-star stocks? And he said, it's simple. Focus on the wave of money first, and then two, identify companies that are expected to raise their earnings, especially ahead of the analyst community. So we're going to go over two great examples of that, why you want to be focusing on money flows first and earnings second when it comes to the best stocks. But first, let's look at the market. Okay, here's a chart of the S&P 500. This is the blue line, and then under it is earnings. And look how they move in tandem. So basically, it is true. Stocks do follow earnings when you're looking at the overall market. We did a cool study, 94.5% is the correlation. So the relationship is undeniable. But let's talk about some all-star stocks. You guys have all heard of NVIDIA. Here is where it gets interesting, and it's exactly what I was telling you earlier. Here we are, we've got the stock in blue, and then we have the earnings. This is the 12-month trailing earnings. You can see that the stock starts to move well ahead of earnings exploding. Also, you start to see that the stock peaks well ahead of earnings starting to decline. And again, this pattern, this phenomenon just continues to show the power of following the smartest players on Wall Street. If you wait for earnings to explode higher, you are going to miss most of the parade. Let's look at another great example in our research. This is an awesome name, Super Microcomputer. If you've been watching our YouTube channel or following our research, this has been one of the greatest bull stories of the past year. We are not some Johnny-come-lately research shop. We were highlighting this stock over a year ago. But what is the bottom line? Here you've got the stock in blue, and then all of a sudden the stock started to ramp, and look, EPS chased it, okay? So listen, the time to get involved in a stock is when it really starts to accelerate higher. But let's circle back on that wave. Remember how I told you about the wave? Let's go ahead and see how Map Signals uses the wave of big money to isolate these names early on. So here, remember in the earlier picture here, 1, 2, 3, I'm showing you the points when NVIDIA started to rally. That's exactly when our big money indicator started to let us know that something was going on in NVIDIA. So when the buying starts, that is your signal that something is taking shape. So here is the first area. Here is the second area. Look at this. This is when big money came to play before earnings started to explode. It happened again in 2023. I know the crowd was like, oh my God, NVIDIA, they have this amazing earnings. Big money was buying it way before that big earnings announcement. Let's go ahead. This is probably the bigger shocker of all. If you've been following our video, you know that we have been talking about Super Microcomputer. You remember the bear market of last year? Look at this. Summer of 2022, out of nowhere, everybody's talking about end of days, high inflation, you name it. People were throwing in the towel. SMCI, Super Microcomputer, was the most bought stock for months and months. We were telling everybody about it. We were on Twitter, crickets, no one cared. And now whenever you see the stock up 300, 400% later, people are getting interested. Guys, the time to get interested is before earnings explode. So again, this is proof point. When it comes to the baddest stocks out there, earnings are going to follow superstar stocks. So remember, we're trying to make you guys smarter. Do your own research, and remember to like and subscribe to Map Signals, because we're doing stuff differently. We are showing you how the stock market really works. See you next time.